If your shots while jiggle peeking look like this, you can click off this video right now because I don't want to waste your time. However, if your shots don't look like this, please keep watching because it means there's still room for improvement and I want to help you in this video. Hey guys, it's Konpeki here, and I'm a Radiant player who's coached hundreds of students since episode 1. And in this video, let me break down some reasons as to why you need to know how to counter-strafe. I'll also show you how I teach my students how to counter-strafe, and some of the most common mistakes I see that students make, so you can avoid it as well. Let's get started. So there are 3 reasons why counter-strafing is important. Number 1, counter-strafing allows you to be able to press A or D to strafe away after shooting. Simply letting go of A or D after you peek will make you a sitting duck. Number 2, counter-strafing may not help you get an accurate shot off quicker compared to Counter-Strike, but it'll definitely make you way harder for your opponents to hit you. And lastly, number 3, learning how to counter-strafe will help you know the exact timings of when your gun is accurate across all the different types of peeks. If you can counter-strafe consistently, then you will rarely have an issue of shooting too early and having your bullets fly everywhere while you're strafing. Now that you understand why counter-strafing is so important, let me show you how to practice counter-strafing and the 3 most common mistakes that students make so you can avoid making the same mistakes. And speaking of students, if you're tired of filtering out information while binge watching video guides, if you want personalized feedback from me and my team of Radiant coaches, and if you want to rank up 5 divisions in 6 weeks, apply through the link down below and I'll personally contact you to see how we can help you reach your goal. Alright, back to the video. So if you're an OG and remember my first video on counter-strafing, I explained that the movement error on your gun is calculated by your character's velocity. So the way you counter-strafe properly is by shooting when your character's velocity goes to 0 in between the opposite changes of your character's movement. In my 4 tips to winning gunfights video, I also showed the 4 levels of learning how to counter-strafe properly, which looks like this. The key point here is that I'm always holding down one direction key, not 2 at a time, only 1. I always want to be moving without any pauses, and I only want to shoot just slightly after I start holding the opposite direction key. If you can do level 4 comfortably, a good way to continue practicing the timing of your shots and implementing them into jiggle peeks is going behind this pole in the practice range. The same rule applies here. You want to be constantly moving without any pauses, and you only want to time your shots at the tip of your peaks. With this drill, you really want to focus on making sure that the tip of your peaks are as close to the edge of the pole as possible, because when you're jiggle peeking in an actual game, you want to minimize how much of your character's body is exposed to the enemy. Another great way to practice counter-strafing is jiggle peeking behind the stage wall in the practice range and slicing the pie. Just a note, you're probably not going to be jiggle peeking every single little angle like this in an actual game because it's just going to take forever to clear different parts of the map. But this is really strictly to help you control the distance of your peaks and getting the timing right for your shots while counter-strafing. After you put up the stage wall in front of the bots, you want to peek just a little bit more to the right or a little bit more to the left and go back into cover. And you want to repeat this a little bit further and a little bit back. And when you see a bot appear, you want to shoot and go back into cover. If you still have any questions about this, feel free to join my Discord server where I can answer your questions and give away more free training resources to you guys. Alright, so now that I covered how to practice counter-strafing, let me show you some common mistakes so you can tell whether you're doing these drills properly or not. So the first common mistake is players holding both A and D keys together to come to a complete stop. Yes, this technically works because the direction inputs are opposite of each other, so if you hold both A and D keys together, they should both cancel out and your character should stop moving. However, this is literally doing the same thing as letting go of the A or D key after you peek, so you won't be able to shoot while jiggle peeking with this technique. You're putting glue on your character's feet by doing this, because you're losing milliseconds of time that your character could have already been going back into cover. And in a attack shooter like Valorant, those precious milliseconds can get you instantly one-tapped while peeking because your movement's just bad. Second mistake, peeking, pausing for a split second to shoot, and then going back into cover. So when you're doing these drills, you really want to focus on constantly moving left and right to get the timing of the shots right. If your character is not in constant motion, it can't really be considered a jiggle peek and you're pretty much getting the same results as mistake number 1. You can literally do this without any counter-strafing involved, so you're not actually practicing counter-strafing at all. And lastly, the third mistake. Shooting multiple bullets at a time to compensate for the fact that you keep shooting too early or too late. This is a terrible idea because even your first bullet is not always 100% precise in Valorant, and each consecutive shot decreases your precision exponentially. Your crosshair might be accurately on your target, But because of movement and weapon precision errors, the more shots you take, the less likely it is that your bullets will actually land on your target. And if you keep accidentally shooting more than one bullet, what I recommend is just use a Guardian to do these drills. Alright, that pretty much sums up this video, and now that I'm done with school as well, I'll be posting a lot more frequently. So if this video provided any value to you, please subscribe for more content like this, and as always, thanks for watching.